Maria, welcome. It's nice to see you again. How are you doing since our last visit?
I'm doing well. My bump is definitely getting bigger these days. My sisters have been saying how excited they are for the baby to arrive.
Oh, I bet everyone is really excited. How is your family doing? I know you have many brothers and sisters.
Yes, I have 5 siblings and they're all doing really well. We had a really fun family dinner last night. Matthew came over and my sisters came over with their boyfriends, and my mom made us an amazing meal. We all loved it.
That's really great to hear. I'm so happy you got to spend time with your sisters. Also, how's wedding planning going? I remember back in the day when I was planning my wedding and it was such a stressful time, but luckily my mom helped me.
Yes, luckily my mom is helping me a lot as well. Also, my older siblings have given me a lot of good ideas and are helping me pick out the decor and all of the food. So far, we have a venue picked out, and I also finally picked out the bridesmaid dresses. We went with pink. But yes, you're right. Planning a wedding is definitely a lot more work than I originally thought. But my boyfriend Matthew has been great as well. He's helping me pick out the cakes. I wanted it to be all chocolate, but he really likes red velvet. So I think we're going to go with red velvet for the main cake and chocolate for the groom's cake, since mine has to have white icing to go with the decor. It's stressful, but I'm just so excited.
Wow, it sounds like things are really coming along. I'm also really excited to hear more about it. How's Matthew doing?
He's doing really well. He's getting so excited about the baby. He and his family have even picked out a stroller and a crib, and they're also hosting me a baby shower in a couple of months. They're working with my older sister to make it perfect.
That's really exciting. Speaking of your sister, do any of your sisters do the bikini modeling with you?
Yes, my older sister is actually the reason I got into bikini modeling. She was having so much success with it and so much fun with it, and I just had to try it out, and then I ended up falling in love with it as well.
That's really cool. I'm sure it's really nice to have someone so close with you giving you advice and mentoring you. I'm sure it makes things less stressful and a lot more fun. Also, how is apartment hunting going?
Well, luckily Matthew and I found something really affordable and really nice just a couple of blocks away from where we are now, which is really nice. I definitely didn't want to be far away from my family and will need their help even more once the baby gets here.
I'm really glad that worked out. It sounds like a fairly stress-free process, which is great. How's everything else? Like, how is school?
School's going pretty well. It's definitely different now that I'm pregnant, but I'm trying really hard and I think I'm keeping up with my classes pretty well. I just had a big math test last week and I got an A, so I'm really proud of myself.
That's amazing. Math was never my strong suit in high school, so it's really commendable that you were able to get an A. Has your morning sickness been affecting your days at school at all?
I'm still getting nauseous in the mornings, but I think it's getting a little better. It definitely makes it difficult to get through the first couple periods of the day at school, but after about noon, I start to feel better.
Hopefully that doesn't last too much longer since you're moving into your second trimester. And today we're meeting again to talk a little bit more about what we talked about last week in regard to diet and food consumption while you're pregnant. And last time you shared with me that you wanted to stay in a 5-pound weight range throughout the course of your pregnancy. How did you decide on that number?
Well, any number bigger than 5 just sounds like an excessive amount of weight. I really don't want to put on too much weight, and it'll just be so hard to get it all off after the pregnancy.
So what do you know about weight gain in pregnancy?
Well, I know that my baby needs to gain weight as it grows, but I don't think I personally have to gain weight on my body, and I really don't want to.
Okay, can I share with you what I know about weight gain in pregnancy?
Yes, of course.
So during pregnancy, our bodies start to change. But each woman's body changes differently depending on where she is starting from. The weight you started your pregnancy with is a very healthy weight, which is great for both you and your baby. Typically in the first trimester, we want to see a 1 to 5 pound weight gain. This weight gain is important because your body is working hard for 2 people now. Your body is adjusting to keep you alive and doing that for your baby inside of you as well. That is very normal. After this point, you will see a 1 pound weight gain each week, especially since your starting point is normal. So a 25 to 35 pound weight gain is healthy and normal. In fact, I have a chart that breaks down the recommended weight gain for women based on their pre-pregnancy weight. Can I show it to you and walk you through it?
Yes, I'd actually really like to see it. My doctor never really went into too much depth with me on any of that, and I just thought it wasn't necessary to gain that much weight.
Okay, so this is a chart that breaks down how much weight you should be gaining per week in order to have the healthiest pregnancy possible. Since your pre-pregnancy weight status was a healthy weight and your BMI was between 19 and 24, it's recommended that you gain about a pound each week, and that'll add up to around 25 to 35 pounds total. What do you think about all of this?
Ugh, I didn't know that I needed to gain 25 to 30 pounds. That sounds like so much weight. I'm not sure if I'm willing to gain that much weight. I hear that it's important for my baby, but what will happen to all of the weight after the pregnancy? Will I still be able to be a bikini model? How will I ever lose that much weight?
So I'm hearing that you're really conflicted about gaining weight during this entire pregnancy because you want to maintain your figure since being a bikini model is such an important part of your life.
Yeah, I'm really concerned that I can't be a model after this. I think my fear of weight gain and potentially never being able to continue my dream of being a bikini model is probably the biggest barrier for me right now. I think I'm also just a little overwhelmed with all of this new information I've been hearing from the doctors on how I need to change my diet and about taking a prenatal vitamin.
Okay, so I'm hearing concern about weight gain, and I also can see that you're trying your best to make changes but don't quite know how to start. What would make it easier for you?
Well, I'd be much more at ease if I knew that I could get back to my pre-baby physique after I give birth. I also don't want to make any huge changes and completely change the way I eat.
I can see that you're genuinely concerned for your job as a model, and that's very understandable. When I had my first child, I was so concerned for all these changes in my body. It was important to find balance, and it was challenging to have my body change. But after the pregnancy, I was able to get down to my pre-pregnancy weight. When you give birth, you lose a portion of the weight. You lose fluids in the placenta when you give birth. After that, if you choose to breastfeed your baby, the milk production will help with the after pregnancy weight loss as well. Also, I really believe I was able to lose all of the weight because I was eating a balanced diet. And what does a balanced diet mean to you?
Well, everyone knows you're supposed to eat your vegetables, but I don't really like any vegetables. My mom doesn't really cook a lot of them either, so I just like to eat fruits instead.
It's really positive to hear that you like eating fruit, but there are other components that make up a balanced diet besides just fruits and vegetables. What do you know about proteins, whole grains, and dairy?
Well, I hear a lot of guys at school talking about protein and protein powders and stuff that they drink at the gym. It sounds like they're drinking it to gain muscle and put on more weight, and I don't want to gain any weight, so I steer clear of those conversations.
You are right. Protein is important for the development of muscle, but it's also vital for many other functions in the human body. Can I tell you more about what a balanced diet looks like?
Yes, please. I'd really like to know more.
A balanced diet includes 5 main groups: fruits, vegetables, dairy, grains, and meat. When eating a balanced diet, you eat foods from all 5 areas in differing amounts to make up your total intake for the day. Because you are pregnant, it is especially important for you to supplement your diet by taking a multivitamin to make sure both you and the baby get enough nutrients. The nutrients will help you stay healthy, but a lot of the nutrients will also be going directly to your baby and helping your baby stay as healthy as possible. Ultimately, pregnancy is not about gaining a lot of body fat, it's more about helping your baby grow. So really, the end goal is to get enough nutrients for you and the baby every day so that you can have a healthy, happy baby at the end of the 9 months. So tell me what you think about all of this.
Well, it sounds like a lot of food and a lot of different foods that I don't normally eat. I'm still worried about the weight gain, but after you explained all of that to me and how important it is for the baby, I do think I'm willing to incorporate more things into my diet, like some more fruit. Maybe I'll even start taking my multivitamin again, especially since that won't make me gain any weight.
That sounds great. I also don't want to ignore your concern about the changes your body will undergo. So let's go over all the pros and cons of having a more balanced diet with increased calories. We can start with the cons.
Okay, so I think the biggest con is gaining weight. Also, having to make all these changes to my diet can be really challenging.
Okay, so what about all the pros?
The pro is having a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. Having a healthy baby is the most important thing in my life right now. It really does outweigh the cons.
That's wonderful. So on the one hand, making dietary changes can be really intimidating. But on the other hand, making small changes may be something you are willing to consider to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. Even contemplating these changes is commendable and a great step in the right direction. So let's do an exercise to see how ready you are to make these changes for both you and your baby. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready do you think you are to make some changes to your diet and keep you and your baby healthy? 1 is not ready at all, and 10 is very ready to make a change.
I think I'm about a 5.
Okay, so why are you a 5 and not a 6?
Because I feel somewhat ready to make changes, but I'm still hesitant to put on more than 5 pounds.
Okay, so why would you say you're a 5 and not a 4?
I'd say when I first came in here today, I was more around a 4, not really ready to make the changes, but after our talk and seeing how my actions can really affect my baby, I'd say I'm more ready now. I do want to have a healthy baby.
Okay, that was great. What are you thinking and feeling after this activity?
I'm feeling a little bit better about making some changes to my diet. I know now that I do need to eat more calories during the day and eat foods from different food groups.
It sounds like you are ready to make very small changes to improve the health of the baby. You mentioned that you're willing to eat more fruit. Where do you see yourself adding this into your daily routine?
Well, I usually pack Cuban bread with me for most days at lunch, and I think a fruit will go really well with that. So I could add a fruit to my lunch every day I have school, which would be Monday through Friday.
That sounds great. Do you think this goal is realistic for you?
Yes, definitely. I really do love fruit, and it will be easy for me to just pack an extra banana or apple in my lunchbox. And also, I keep hearing from my doctor that taking a multivitamin is very important for my health and for the health of the baby as well. I've been really bad with remembering to take it every day, but I do want to discuss maybe changing that behavior. It would be ideal if I could set a reminder to take it every day for the health of my baby.
Okay, great. This sounds like something you can put into action and it's realistic, measurable, and specific. You sound really dedicated to making these changes for the health of the baby. And taking the extra time to pack a fruit shows your commitment to your health and the health of the baby. So how do you think you can incorporate taking a multivitamin into your daily routine?
I think I can set a reminder on my phone to tell me every day at 1 p.m. that it's time to take my multivitamin. I'm always near my phone at that time, and I'll definitely see the reminder. And that way, I'll be less forgetful. Also, I normally keep the vitamin in my backpack, so 1 p.m. is a really good time for me because that's my lunch period at school. Lunch seems like the best time as well because I'm usually so nauseous in the morning and I wouldn't want to throw it right back up.
Okay, so you sound really confident in your ability to take it with lunch every day. And taking the time to take your vitamins every day shows commitment to your pregnancy and your investment in your overall health. And all of your goals are attainable, measurable, and realistic for you.
Thank you. I think the goals we set are really doable and realistic for me. And none of the goals we set are too drastic or too overwhelming, which is really nice. I'm really only ready to think about making these small changes.
Exactly. It's important that we work together to set goals that fit most optimally with your life. So to summarize, we adjust your feelings about weight gain and what a healthy weight gain looks like, the importance of your baby's health and development, and it's clear to see that you are eager to make some changes that will benefit your baby, which is commendable. We also went ahead and said some goals today, like eat a fruit with lunch and take your multivitamin with lunch. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions yet. Thank you so much for all of your help.
Well, it was nice seeing you again, Maria. I think we had a really productive meeting, and I look forward to seeing you here next week.